As we prepare to move into our meditation, you can find a comfortable tall seat, perhaps sitting cross-legged or in hero's pose, or perhaps in a chair. Whatever position you find yourself, if you're seated or if you're in hero's pose, we'll be sure to place a block or a cushion below our seat to help lift the hips up above the ankles. Draw the legs down towards the earth as we begin to find the solid foundation of our asana posture. Feel the solid earth below you and use the strength and foundation of the earth to begin to find expansion through the body. As your seat and your legs press down, begin to find the extension and expansion through the spine. You can feel the heart energetically lifting up as the crown of the head begins to reach up towards the sky. Grounding down, expanding upwards, and then beginning to soften from the brow through the eyes. Relax through the cheeks and the jaw. Soften the throat and the back of the neck. Relax through the tops of the shoulders and the upper arms. Allow the elbows to feel open, the arms heavy. You may find your hands in your lap or on the knees. Soften down through the ribs, down through the side body, down through your hips. Relax the upper legs. Soften through the backs of the knees. Soften through the shins and the calf. And release any tension in the ankles, the feet, and the toes. Feel the duality of this posture. Both sthira, steady, and sukha, easeful. We find a paradox of energy pushing down through the seat and reaching up through the crown of the head. As your body begins to soften into this space, draw your awareness now to your breath. Just gently notice and observe the movement of the breath in and out of the body. Notice the feeling of your inhale as the air comes in through the nose. And notice the feeling of the breath through the body as you exhale through the nose. Notice if the breath is open and flowing freely, or perhaps there's a little constriction or tightness in the breath. Just noticing how your breath is feeling in this moment. Begin to draw an evenness into our inhale and exhale. So inhaling long and deep, feeling the breath's journey in the body, and then pausing and exhaling, controlling the exhale. Slow exhale comes out of the body. Pause at the bottom of the breath. Inhale through the nose, belly expands. The breath fills. We pause for a moment and then begin the exhale. At the bottom of the breath, we pause again before finding inhale. Allow the breath to continue at this pace, even and full. And shift your awareness now to observing the movements in the mind. Notice the energy of the mind. Notice any activity in the mind. During our meditation, we expect that thoughts will arise in the mind. The thoughts bring purpose and meaning to our meditation. So, knowing that thoughts will arrive, instead of engaging and creating a story around the thought, we can simply acknowledge the existence of the thought and allow the thought to pass on. You can begin to think of the thoughts as clouds. The cloud, the thought, comes into our mind's eye. The thought arises. And just like a cloud, we acknowledge, we see the thought. And then we begin to allow the thought to continue to pass on. Maybe in that thought's place another thought arises. Can we just notice? Can we observe that the thought exists without getting caught up in the story of the thought? And then just like a cloud, that thought as well gently leaves our awareness, maybe leaving space for a moment of stillness before the next thought arrives. And so throughout your meditation, if you find the thoughts becoming a distraction, instead of fighting the thought, simply observe the thought come in and out of your awareness. You can always come back first to the body, to this now moment, noticing your physical structure, and then come back to the movement of the breath, the steadiness of the breath moving in and out of the body. And then come back to simply observing the movements of the thoughts through your awareness. Notice where you are in your meditation at this moment. Perhaps you feel the presence in your body. Maybe you feel the presence of your breath. Perhaps you feel the steadiness of your thoughts. Or you can notice if the mind took you on a journey, if the thoughts began to lead to stories. We can simply come back into the physical body by shifting gently left and right. We bring very small movement to the toes and the fingers. And then using this sense of physical presence to again find the integrity of our asana. Feeling the groundedness through our seat and the length through the spine and the energy reaching up through the crown of the head. Come back to observing the breath. Feel the breath nourish the body as the inhale fills. Notice any tension leaving the body as the exhale releases. And as you focus on the breath, begin to shift your awareness back to the mind's eye. Notice again the movement of thought, the movement of energy through the mind. Just a few more moments here in our meditation. Just noticing the rising and falling of our thoughts. It's like the coming and going of a passing cloud. We'll gently begin to bring the hands to heart center in Anjali Mudra, prayer at the heart. Taking a moment to acknowledge the day, a moment to acknowledge your life, and a moment to acknowledge your practice. The light in me honors the light in you, and in the space of recognition, we connect to our oneness. Namaste.